Welcome to the My Opinion Podcast, a show that focuses on leadership, life, and love to empower women around the world to be the best versions of themselves. The My Opinion Podcast is a weekly show with Maya's Motivation Monday, focusing on leadership topics for women, and special edition episodes that feature guest interviews and current events. Now, all in her opinion, here is your host, Maya Roffler.
Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Maya's Motivation Monday. I hope you are having an awesome start to your week, or if you're listening to the replay, you're having an awesome day. So I want to talk about something that we talk about all the time, and it's work-life balance. So this is a really popular term. I feel like we talk about it even more now because of COVID and so many other things that have happened in this crazy year of 2020. But working from home and having an unconventional type of work environment is going to continue to become more and more popular for companies and individuals as we create new companies and people become entrepreneurs, and even, companies just decide it just makes a lot more sense. So work-life balance is talked about all the time because when you're working from home or you work from home part of the time, I know personally myself working from home for over 10 years and working remotely, this is a topic of discussion I have had with every single employer. And an issue for me personally as a leader and also as an employee, I think what happens when you're working from home, some people it's good for them and they do great and they thrive with it. And some people, they love the flexibility, and some people get very distracted. For me personally, I am always working. So I have to put boundaries on it for myself. Sure, I'm human. I get distracted. I want to go throw a load of laundry in or do the dishes or clean up or do whatever or take the dogs out. But those are actually good and positive things for me. And they do create that work-life balance for myself. But again, this is such a popular topic, and I want to talk about how it correlates to leadership and how you can be an excellent leader by recognizing work-life balance and how important it is and setting proper expectations with your people. So starting that off, I want to talk about more of a realistic term and a couple terms that I like a little bit better than work-life balance. And, again, in my opinion, this is a better term, just for me, in my opinion, work-life harmony versus work-life balance. Because, again, the way things are going, we take work home with us. We're working from home. It's really changing in the way we do things. A lot of us make money online, on the internet, and we can be plugged in 24/7. So how do we find that work-life harmony? And I've even heard, and maybe I just kind of made this up, but I really like work-life, like the ebb and flow of your work-life balance. So work and life, ebbing and flowing. But work-life harmony, I think, is really a great term and a great way to think about the quote-unquote work-life balance. And the reason I say that is because, in my opinion, there's really no such thing as a work-life balance. And here's why. Because there are times in your life, whether you're the boss or you're in the middle kind of boss, right? Or it's your own company, whatever it is, or if you're an employee, it does not matter. There are times in your life where work is going to be heavy. It's going to be really important. Say you have an important deadline you're going to meet. You're going to be spending a lot of time at work, or again, if you're working at home, we're going through all this stuff right now, all these changes in the world. You're going to be really dedicated to that home office, whatever it is, whatever that area is. I've talked about that in my work from home episode. That dedicated area that you've dedicated for work. If you're lucky enough to have a home office, that's amazing. And you're going to be spending a lot of time there to meet that deadline. If you're launching a new product, it's your busy season. Everybody has a busy season depending on what your business is. Doesn't matter what it is, that you're going to be heavier on your work side of life. So you're not going to always be balanced. But then think about the life side. That's the personal side. When you're going through certain things, think if you're about to get married, you're going to have a child, you are caring for an elderly parent or grandparent or family member who's ill. You're ill, you have to take care of something happens to you. You're moving, you bought a new home, you're relocating. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. You could be going through some tragic things. You could be getting divorced. You could be going through some personal things with your own children. It goes on and on. That's when you're going to go a little heavy on the life and personal side. So I don't ever truly believe that your life is always balanced, because I think there's times when you're really just so engrossed and focused in your job, and then sometimes you're focused on your personal. Like, I'll use myself as an example. I'm always really engrossed and committed and just so into my work. I'm so passionate about it, and I'm grateful for that. And I'm committed to meeting deadlines and showing up every week and having my podcast and showing up for the people that I work with and the people that I help mentor and coach in leadership. And then also, obviously, for my other businesses that I do full time. And that's important to me. But I'm moving right now. So juggling that is challenging. So there are some days right now where I do have to put down the work for a little while, and my life side is a little bit heavier, and that's okay. So it's about finding that harmony, and how do you juggle that, and how do you decide when do I focus on what, and then working through that with your partner, your children, your work, all of those things. So as a leader, it's really important that you have empathy with your employees and understand that. Because you're probably thinking right now, okay, Maya, that's all good and great. I get it. But what is work-life balance, or in my opinion, the better term, work-life harmony, have to do with leadership? A whole hell of a lot, you guys. A lot. So we've talked about the importance of empathy on a previous episode. And in these situations that I just was talking about, everything from having a child, moving, caring for elderly parents, so many different things that can happen, being sick, everything, especially in this time we're going through. I cannot emphasize that enough. Having empathy is so important. I talked about this in a previous episode. And in those situations as a leader, you must be able to put yourself in your employees' shoes, your people's shoes. Because like in my other episodes too, I talk about, you work for your people. You've got to be able to put yourself in their shoes. So great news, ladies, because I know it's mostly ladies that listen to me, because I really focus on empowering women to be the best female leaders that you can be. And that's my goal too in life, is to drop that female leader. We are just leaders. But great news. There's articles out there that talk about this. We are absolutely exceptional at being empathetic, which makes us amazing leaders. But we are also exceptional with the quote-unquote work-life balance and the management of it with our teams. So here's why. One, yes, we are known to be absolute rock stars with empathy, because we take on so much as women. We do. A lot of us are mothers. A lot of us are wives, partners. We have so much riding on us with that in our life side of the balance. That's a lot right there. A lot. We have a home to take care of. We have so many things happen. We have financial responsibilities. We're just natural nurturers. We are. It's just in us. And then on the work side, we have that natural ability with the empathy to put ourselves in other people's shoes. So we are constantly building these strong relationships. So we're rock stars. We're building that. So we've got a lot going on. So we naturally will stop and think, oh my God, when we see an employee at work, oh my God, she has a lot going on. Like, we can empathize. We can put ourselves in that individual's shoes. Even if we haven't been through the situation, we can really think about what that would feel like. We're natural empaths. 2, we set the right expectations. And this isn't everybody, okay? But these are typical things we're known for as female leaders. We set the right expectations early on with the work-life balance, or work-life harmony, as I like to say. So what does that mean? So it means before your employee or your people ever walk through that door for their first day or virtually log in our new world, you have set the expectation of what this work environment looks like for them so that they can prepare to have a work-life harmony. They know when the busy season is. They know that, November through February, you guys are nuts. But they know that, June through August, you're really slow. I don't know what it looks like for your business. Everybody's different. But that you set the expectation early on. And there's a lot of articles out there about this too. Women like to communicate. We know this. That's a given. I have so many episodes about this. But we communicate this very early on because we want to set those clear expectations. So if you're not doing this right now as a leader and you have not done this in your interviews or before your team members come on, make sure you do this, because that is going to set your team, your employees, and your people up for success with their work-life harmony. Because when you can plan, you're going to be so happy because you can then create and build your life around work and then also your life at home, and you create that harmony, that ebb and flow. So 3, we live this ourselves. So we can truly be understanding. So this is kind of a compilation of the first 2, but we as these leaders, as these female leaders, we live what our employees go through. We're living it ourselves. We understand having to have a work-life harmony. So that gives us the tools to be able to be empathetic and to set them up for success. So that's why female leaders are very successful with creating a beautiful work-life harmony, because back to the other 2, you can put yourself in their shoes, you can understand, because you're actually living it yourself too. But you have to take your experience and apply it. It doesn't work if you're just living it and say, oh yeah, we're all a part of this. No, you have to do the work. You have to apply it and show them, which is another thing too that I talk about. And this is my number 4. Lead by example. Lead by example with your work-life harmony. So what happens often with leaders that aren't communicating this or dropping the ball on all 4 of these, they are not living a work-life harmony. I get it. In leadership, you're probably going to work the longest hours, you're going to work the most, and you're going to care the most. That's just reality. This is your dream, your vision, whatever it is. Even if you're just leading a part of a company or division of a company or a branch, whatever it is, remember, this is a part of your big vision, your big dream. These individuals, this might not be their dream. This is a means to an end to their dream. So you're always going to care just a little bit more. So they're helping you to your dream. So you have to lead by example. It's a basic leadership thing that's talked about all the time, but it's very important with work-life balance. So they can't just see you all the time, coming in first and leaving last, or, sending emails at 4 a.m, which I'm guilty of, but that's not what's most important. It's important too that they see you sometimes go, you know what, I got to head out today, 4:30. Guys, it's time for me to go watch my son play soccer. You know what, guys? I have to come in a little bit late. I'll be here at 10 because I have to take my daughter to her dentist appointment. Whatever it is, they want to see that work-life harmony. So showing it and showing some vulnerability, and I don't know why we think this is like a weak thing. It's not even really being vulnerable. It's just showing you're a person and showing and leading by example, like it's okay to have a work-life harmony. Really important. So last but definitely not least, number 5, when our employees do need to lean into the life side of this balance, of this harmony, they typically have a super solid relationship with you if you're following the first 4 steps that I just talked about, or first, 4 kind of core things to the work-life harmony. So they're going to be comfortable coming to you and saying, hey, Maya, guess what? I know it's our busy time right now, but I do need to come in, at 11 because I stop them right there. I'm like, you're fine. You're good. I'll see you at 11. I trust my people, and I know that you've got life to deal with. And I typically have remote teams. That's what I specialize in, and you have to trust your people. You have to trust them. And the results are there. You'll see them. You'll know if they're doing their work. And if they're comfortable enough to come to you and tell you that they're going to come in at that time and they're communicating with you, you're nailing the first 4 steps. You're nailing it. So yes, be the rock star with empathy, because we are. Women kill it with empathy in general. So if you're not naturally an empath, that's okay. Go back and listen to my episode about empathy and dig into that, because we can all do it. Everybody can be empathetic, even if it doesn't come naturally. Set the right expectations early on about the work-life harmony that's applicable to your business and what's realistic, because then you'll know if this person's a fit for your company too. We live this ourselves. So keep that in mind. Be aware of it personally as a leader, because in my opinion, I think that one's really, really important. Lead by example. That is the most important one to me. Be vulnerable. Open up. In my opinion, again, so important. And then number 5, remember, when they come to you and they're communicating with you, you know you've nailed it. You have truly shown your employees, your people, that you believe in a work-life, not just balance, because that's not realistic, a work-life harmony.
Thank you so much for listening to the My Opinion Podcast. You can catch up on past episodes on the My Opinion Podcast website at www.myopinionpodcast.com, as well as read the My Opinion blog and contact Maya directly with your questions. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Facebook at My Opinion Podcast and Maya Roffler. We'll see you back here next week.